From Padstow Point to Lundy Light, 'tis a watery grave by day and by night. Well, that's Lundy out there on the horizon, about 12 miles north of us. And from here right down to Padstow, and in fact to Land's End, given a gale from the west or the north, this is a very dangerous piece of coast indeed. And ships continue to be wrecked here. Just down there is the Johanna. She came ashore on New Year's Eve 16 years ago, and we are going to meet one of the men who plundered that wreck. Never shown before in public, this was the scene one January morning. These pictures were shot by Colin Cotterill.
I'm a bloody iron of the chair now.
Colin, you see, is a spare time wrecker. His day job is being a TV cameraman.
I had this terrible decision to make, whether to carry on wrecking or to film. I wrecked very hard the day before, I have to admit. We got up extremely early, like 3 o'clock in the morning, got well organised, and got up there and had a good day's wrecking. I declared my stuff in the first instance as what I was going to take because it was all electrical equipment, and I declared it, and in the end it was handed over, and I eventually bought it back from the insurers.
No one died when the Johanna was lost, but that, of course, isn't always the case. Before the days of radio and radar, the sea took lives as a matter of routine, as you can discover just a few miles to the west. We're over the border into Cornwall now and at Morwenstow Parish Church. And here, in this beautiful place, you can get some sense of the tragic history of Cornwall, particularly its seafaring history. In this churchyard, unlike many others, there are many drowned sailors buried, including 13 from the Caledonia, a ship which went down off here in 1843. The men are buried directly beneath the figurehead from their ship. It's an incongruous but rather fitting tombstone, and the men of the Caledonia are among 50 mariners lying here in the churchyard. Unknown and yet well-known reads the epitaph. The parish covers 3 villages, and those who live here wouldn't move for anything.
It's peaceful, it's restful, and being a small population, although they're spread over a big area, everybody knows you, and you know everybody, or pretty well everybody, and they're all friends.
Including the dog?
Including the dog, yes.
Robert Hawker is the most famous vicar of Morwenstow. He was passionate about helping the poor and giving a decent burial to casualties thrown up by the sea. He must have been a remarkably compassionate man, Robert Hawker. He had this hut built from shipwrecked timbers, just so that he could sit here and look out for bodies being washed ashore from ships that had gone down. Imagine sitting here on a freezing cold winter's night with a howling gale. He wanted to make sure that those people being washed ashore weren't left there on the beach, but were taken away for a proper burial.